Hello yogis, we're going to start today at the back of our mat, coming into a wide-legged child's pose. Bringing your knees to about mat width, heels together, sitting tall, and then gently draping your body down in between your thighs. Option to keep your arms reaching forward or to tuck them in between your legs and lay a cheek onto the mat. Coming into a position of ease, of comfort. Landing on our mat, tuning into our breath. On the inhale, feel your belly expand towards the mat. Your back inflates. Your ribs, your gills. And on the exhales, you sink a little deeper, opening up the hips, letting go of everything else that happened to you before you got on the mat and everything that's left to do today. Letting go of any expectations, any shoulds. You have nowhere else to be. Trusting that you included this time into your schedule because you can afford to do so, because this is what's right for you. If you have one cheek laying on the mat, just switching over. I listened to an interesting speaker recently discussing how we are responsible for our lives, for how we react, for the energy that we project and feel. The power that what supersedes from the statement, I am, is the energy that we invite into the day, into that moment. And so for today's asana, today's physical practice, I encourage you to choose a mantra starting with I am, and choosing a word that you might not necessarily believe. Perhaps it's more of a goal. But choosing to be that, to tell yourself you are that. I am motivated. I am awake for my life. I am inspired. I am strong. I am happy. I am enough. That concept of faking it until you make it. Taking a few more deep breaths here, cultivating that rhythm that you hope to maintain throughout the practice, and solidifying that mantra, that energy that you are. When you're ready, gently coming out of the child's pose, coming to sit tall onto your heels, bringing your legs together. Curl your toes and sit back onto your heels. Getting into a foot stretch now before we start. Inhale, roll your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, roll them down your spine. Interlace your hands behind your back. And do it one more time. Inhale, shoulders up to your ears, and exhale, roll them down, opening up the chest, Breathing here as you intend your knuckles towards the mat. Creating space in your neck, maybe doing some neck rolls, bringing, or half moons. And shake out the bind in your hands. Bring your hands out in front of you to come into table. You can shake out your feet as well for the toe stretch. And find a neutral table. Palms are pressing into the mat, knees stacked underneath your hips. We'll do a few rounds of cat and cow to open up the spine, warm ourselves up a bit. Inhale, curls the tailbone up, belly drops, chest opens, look up. Exhale, opposite, vertebrae by vertebrae, doming in the back, in between the shoulders, look in between your legs. Inhale. Coming into cow and exhale for cat. Adding any variation or movement that feels right. Practicing matching your movement to your breath. I encourage you to do some hip rolls too, trying to get all 6 directions of the spine here, right from the get-go. If you're doing hip rolls, making sure you do the other side. And then coming into stillness, into table. Toes are curled underneath. Start warming up the core a little bit. Inhale. And on the exhale, push into your hands and feet on the mat and lift your knees to hover just about 1 inch off the mat. Don't hold your breath here. Keep breathing. Neck is long. No sensations in the back here. You're just engaging the core. Drop your knees. Inhale, come into cow, curl the tailbone, open up the chest. Exhale, find your neutral table. Take another breath, and on your exhale, push into your hands, come to hover once more. Breathing here. And when you're ready to exhale, this time straighten out the legs, send your hips towards the sky, heels towards the mat, come into a downward dog. Make any adjustments in downward dog that feel right. Arms are about shoulder width, if not a little bit wider. Pressing into the knuckles of the hands, particularly the index and thumb. Feet are about hip width apart. Equal weight into your hands, into your feet, sending your sit bones up towards the sky. Getting into the hamstrings if you pedal out your feet. We'll keep the momentum going of warming up the spine. Inhale, come high up on your tippy toes. Roll like a wave into plank. Exhale, bend the knees, send your hips towards your heels and straighten out the legs, downward dog. And leg and cat-cow, matching your own breath to movement. Tuning in to your body, to each muscle, each vertebrae that rolls open. Next time you're in downward dog, pause there. Inhale, come high up on your tippy toes, roll like a wave into plank and pause in plank. Top of a push-up. Squeezing the glutes. Breathing in between your shoulder blades. You're feeling really strong. I am powerful. Not compromising the breath. If you notice that your rhythm of breath is compromised, it's maybe time to back off a little bit. Maybe drop the knees, go into a downward dog. Wherever you are, we're going to lower down, starting on the exhale, bending at the elbows for 3, 2, 1. Belly on the mat. Fingertips underneath your shoulders. Inhale, push and peel yourself up in cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, peel your upper body off the mat and pause. Breathing here. See if you can lift your hands up. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, peel yourself up, find cobra. Maybe trying to lift your hands again. And if you're feeling some space in your upper body, interlacing your hands behind your back and rolling your shoulders open, intending your knuckles towards the back of the mat. Opening up that heart. Breathing here. Your next exhale, you let it go. Thumbs to the nipple line, curl your toes under. Inhale through plank or table. Exhale, downward dog. From downward dog, walk your hands towards your feet. Generous bend in the knees. Find a ragdoll at the back of your mat. Ragdoll, you need that generous bend so you feel a bit of a pull, some stretching in your lower back, a nice release. Playing with the weight distribution of your body, sort of swaying around all four corners of the feet. Drop the head, maybe making yeses and no's. Drop the brain. Drop the lists. Drop the negativity. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, straighten out your legs, straighten out your back, halfway lift. Weight is in your toes, looking over a cliff, light on the heels. Your next exhale, fold over completely. Inhale, generous bend in the knees. Exhale, press into your feet, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Shoulders come up to the ears and roll them down. Find Tadasana at the back of your mat, mountain pose. Palms facing forward, slight tug of that tailbone. You are one long line. Inhale to reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, fold over completely. Walk your hands out into a downward dog. From downward dog, bring your toes together at the center. On your next inhale, your left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Nothing changes in your upper body or in your hips. Left foot is pointed downwards. Inhale, you can feel it reach a little higher. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it in towards your chest, light pause. And then drop the left foot in between your hands, drop the right knee, find a low lunge. 90-degree angles in both legs as best you can. Stacking the joints, knee over your left ankle, right hip over right knee, engage that glute. Feel your body for alignment. And when you're ready, reach your arms up. On the inhales, you feel taller. On the exhales, you're sinking into that bent knee. On your next exhale, drop your right hand down and open up into a twist. Left hand reaches towards the sky. Hands and shoulders all stacked. If you're feeling good here, feel it. Bringing your right heel now and tending it towards your right bum cheek. See if you can reach back with your left hand and grab your ankle. Maybe it's just the reaching motion. You might not be able to grab it fully. That's completely fine. If you're holding onto the ankle, maybe trying to do a counter stretch by intending your right foot back to the mat. Opening up the chest. Getting a nice stretch in your right hip flexors. Where do you feel this? Exhale, gently let it go. Bring your left hand to frame your left foot and take a big step at the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, bend in the knees. Exhale, roll all the way up, shoulders to ears and down your spine, Tadasana. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold over, plant your hands, step back, downward dog. Inhale through plank. Exhale, lower on your knees or just straight down to your belly. Back bend of choice on the inhale. Maybe coming through cobra and interlacing your hands the opposite way, reaching the knuckles behind you, opening up. Exhale, lower. Inhale through plank or table. Exhale, downward dog. Feet together in downward dog. Right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Inhale, feel that heel reach. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it into your chest, slight pause in core plank, and then drop the right foot, drop the back knee, find your low lunge. Feel for alignment, adjust your shorts. Just kidding. Slight tuck of that tailbone, always engaging that glute. Reaching your arms up. The exhale, sinking in slightly, bringing your pelvis towards the mat. And on your next exhale, drop the left hand, reaching your right arm up into a twist. Playing with lifting up your left heel and tending it towards your hips. Maybe just reaching your right arm behind you or grabbing that ankle and counter stretching it. Having that foot aim towards the mat, opening up the shoulder. Next, exhale, gently let it go. Frame your right foot and take a step forward, forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, generous bend in the knees. Exhale, roll all the way up to stand. Shoulders come up to the ears and down your spine. Tadasana once more. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold over, plant your hands, step back, downward dog. Inhale through plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back bend, coming into cobra. Interlace your hands behind you, reach your knuckles behind you. Maybe now even playing with lifting your feet off, trying to keep those ankles together, squeeze the glutes. Every inhale, you come off the mat a little bit more. Exhale, let it go. Inhale through plank or table. Exhale, downward dog. Bringing your feet together again in downward dog. Getting ready to keep flowing. Where are you? Where is your breath? Your mantra, your mind. Choose to come back every time. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Heel towards the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it in towards your chest. Plant the foot down. Come light up on your fingertips and curl up into a crescent lunge. Feel for alignment once more. Maybe your balance is what's coming into play here. So making sure your feet are on separate tracks, making sure you can peek and see your toes. My nice new pedicure, home done, self-made, don't worry. In front of me, showing me that my knee is stacked over my heel and not going over my ankle. Reach the arms up, inhale. On your next exhale, bringing your hands into eagle arms, left arm, and comes underneath the right. Bring the elbow creases together, and then either using the back of the hands together or twisting again to bring the palms facing together. Keeping our elbows parallel with our shoulders and tending our hands away from our face. A really nice stretch in our shoulder blades behind me. I can feel it. Inhale, maybe a slight back bend. Exhale, dip your upper body into a 45-degree angle. Keeping those eagle arms. Starting to shift the weight into your left foot, drag that right foot in, and then take off, bringing the right heel in line with the right hip. Warrior 3 with eagle arms. Where's your breath? Keeping your focus, your eye on one spot. Your next exhale, bend the knee, take a big step back. Release the bind in the arms. We'll change the directions of our toes, pointed towards either edge of the mat, either corner, and start doing skaters or side lunges, from side to side, bending from one knee into the other, using any variation of the arms that feels good to you. Maybe going really slowly is what your body and mind are craving. Maybe you're keeping it really low to the mat. What feels good here? Honor that. It doesn't need to look a certain way, it just needs to feel right. The next time that your right knee is bent, pause. Change the directions of your feet and come into an easy twist facing the back of your mat. Your left hand is planted. On the exhale, you open up and reach your right arm up. Easy twist. Drop your back heel of your left foot and then come into a side plank, lifting off your right leg, either planting it onto your left or keeping it lifted. If you're feeling a little bit more energized, you're power oriented, engaging the core, side body strength. Next, exhale, you drop your right foot behind you and inhale, reach your hips up, open up into a nice back bend. Right arm reaching behind you. Saving enough energy always to come out of it the same way that we came and find yourself into a plank position. Exhale, downward dog. Taking a moment in downward dog to regroup, perhaps taking a break or joining me for a flow. Inhale through plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back bend of choice. Exhale, lower. Inhale through plank or table. Exhale, downward dog. And we'll do the other side. So getting ready for that. Bringing your feet together. Three-legged dog, right leg lifts this time. Inhale, you feel yourself expand. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it in towards your chest, and then drop the foot. Light on your fingertips before rolling up into a crescent lunge. Feel your alignment, feel for your positioning. Engaging that glute, you get a nice juicy stretch from your hip flexor. I can feel it all the way up to my lower rib on my left side. And then coming into the bind with the arms, right arm underneath the left, creasing at the elbows in a 90-degree angle, perhaps back of hands or palms together, bringing elbows same distance parallel with my shoulders, Then reaching my arms forward and ahead of me. Can feel a nice stretch in my shoulder blades. The inhale, I look up, slight back bend. Exhale, moving forward into a 45-degree angle, almost like a runner's lunge. We're getting ready to take off. Shifting your weight into that front foot, reaching your left leg in before lifting it up. Coming into that warrior three with eagle arms. Your left foot is engaged, flexed. It is not dead weight behind you. You're strong here. Not holding your breath. If your rhythm of breath or if your mantra has escaped you, maybe back off. Your next exhale, bending at the knee, stepping back, coming back into your crescent lunge, and then release the arms and come into a side lunge, left knee bent. And we'll go back to swaying from one side to the other, side lunging, letting go of that, whatever just happened, whether that was your best warrior three or your worst or your first or your last. Coming back to movement, to your breath. Practicing the ability to quiet the mind on the mat so we become more skilled at it in our everyday lives when we need it the most. The next time your left knee is bent, pausing there, switching the direction of the feet, coming into an easy twist, facing the front of your mat. So the right hand is dropping down, fingers spread wide, and on the exhale, reach your left hand up. Shoulders stacked. Drop the right heel and come to your variation of a side plank. The next exhale, you drop your heel, your foot behind you, and inhale to reach your hips forward, open up the chest, raise your left arm in front of you. All that shoulder stretching to be able to open up our back, open up the chest. And saving energy to gently step back into our plank before we exhale into downward dog. Taking a moment, drop your knees, coming to sit onto your heels or finding a comfortable seat. Shutting down the eyes, bring one hand to your heart and another to your belly, and tune in. Just like in life, when we go through challenges, we come out different. We've grown. Something new has developed within ourselves. That's what we do here when we exercise, when we push ourselves in stillness or movement or meditation. We create the adversity in our body. And now we can feel this energy that we've created that wouldn't be there otherwise. This new space. On the inhales, you can feel your belly expand. Exhale, your belly button towards your spine. Taking a moment here, if you want to linger a little longer, perhaps toweling off or having some water. Then we'll join in the next 3 or 4 breaths into a downward dog when you're ready. Inhale, come high up on your tippy toes. Exhale, roll like a wave into plank. Lower down fully. Inhale, back bend of choice. Maybe everything is lifted. Exhale, lower. Inhale through plank or table. Exhale, downward dog. Slowing things down now. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Feeling it reach before you exhale, bend it in, core plank. And then drop the left knee towards your left wrist and bring your shin to be parallel with the short edge of your mat. Flexing that left foot and heel toeing your right hip backwards. Come into eagle pose. This is pigeon. Eagle. This is pigeon. Whew, getting confused with all my birds. What matters here is that your hips are parallel. Any support that could make this posture more comfortable is welcome, whether you want to put a block, a book, or some blankets underneath your hips to help keep you elevated. Getting a nice sensation in our outer hip on the left side and in our hip flexors on the right. If this is too much sensation, perhaps coming onto your back and going into a figure four. And when you're comfortable with your alignment, on the exhale, gently walking your upper body down, bringing your hands to stack and your forehead onto your hands in a wisdom pose. And breathing here, noticing how perhaps these moments of stillness are more challenging for you. Matching your mantra now to your breath. And when you feel your mind wander, bringing it back to your physical sensations. Gently coming out of it, however it feels right for you. It doesn't have to look pretty. Perhaps just lifting your upper body up, planting your hands down firmly, curl your right toes, and lift your left leg back out, coming into a downward dog. Option to flow, or you might want to go directly into your other side. If you're flowing, inhaling through plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back bend of choice. Exhale, lower. Inhale, plank or table. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts this time, three-legged dog. Bring the knee in towards your chest and plant the right knee next to your right wrist. Heel toeing your shin to become as parallel as you can, trying to get that heel in line with your knee and flexing the foot to protect the knee before you wiggle yourself into your variation of this pigeon pose. And walk your hands back down when you're ready. Shut down the eyes once more if they've been open. Noticing the different sensations in your body from one side to the other. Forgot to mention, but if you perhaps did a figure 4 from your back with the one side, that's what I would recommend doing for the next side as well. Open. I am alive. I am present, grateful. Feeling a little balanced now, gently coming out of your variation. We'll meet in downward dog. In downward dog, inhale, come high up on your tippy toes, the slowest weight you can through plank. Pause, drop the knees, and lower yourself down. Flip over onto your back. Bring your right knee in towards your chest, your spine is long. And on the exhale, come into a twist, using your left hand to guide your right knee towards the left, keeping your shoulders firmly rooted. The inhale, you can feel the space that you're creating between your hips and your ribs. Space you've created throughout this practice. On the exhales, you're twisting deeper, sinking further into the mat. Letting go of the muscles around the eyes, in between your eyebrows. Dropping your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Your inhale, rolling back to center, send your right leg long. Bring your left knee in this time. And when you're ready, exhale, come into your twist. Right hand gently guiding that left knee towards the right. Noticing the thoughts that are trying to intrude, to take you away, and doing just that, noticing and coming back. The next time you inhale, coming back to center, sending your legs long in front of you, bringing your arms alongside you, palms facing up, curl your tailbone, maybe lifting the hips before gently lowering it down, curling your chin slightly, your entire spine is supported. Shavasana pose, corpse pose. Feeling all the energy and space you've created in your body. I invite you to add a count of breath on your exhales. If you have the opportunity to linger longer in stillness, I invite you to do so. If your body is now needing to wake up, gently wiggling your fingers and toes, making circles with your wrists and your ankles. Come back to your body, come back to your breath. Inhale for a big morning stretch. Reach your arms overhead, point your toes, everything's flexing. Exhale, let it go. Roll over onto either side into a fetal position using your arm as a pillow. Take a moment to say something kind to yourself. And when you're ready, gently bringing yourself up into a seated position, prayer hands at the center of your chest. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.